What is going on, everybody? Marvel DC fan back with another installment of this week's of the of Jason Week. so yeah, we got a showcase video here. Um, who doesn't love you know Friday the 13th has had a wide variety of Jason looks throughout the years, and I love that this game incorporated a good amount of them. They weren't able to get to Freddy vs. Jason or the remake or any of that, but we did get most of the iconic looks of Jason. So I know that this isn't I was going to do another Wolverine showcase for X-Men Origins Wolverine, but I think it'll be nice to kind of take a break from that and talk about something that, is very near and dear to my heart. The Friday the 13th franchise. It's there's so much to love about it, and I am super excited to go through all the skins, show you all of them, and some interesting ones here. So let's start with part two, Jason. This is Baghead Jason. And we don't really get a full look at the costume here. I'm just going by what's on the screen. But of course, he's got the bag head, and of course, he's got the one eye on there, and it's like it's tied around with a rope around his neck, which is so nice. Um, and obviously he's wearing the plaid shirt, the blue plaid shirt, and the overalls, and it's pretty close to what the movie was, like as far as looks. We don't really get to see an unmasked Jason for this, not unless you played multiplayer, but. I'm sure that underneath that baghead, he's got the long hair and the beard and stuff. So I'd say for the most part, as far as this model's concerned, comparing it to the actual movie, I'd say it looks pretty good. I like this one. This is not one of the skins I use very often, if at all. But yeah, I think I'm happy that this made an appearance either way, because obviously we all know Jason for his iconic look of the hockey mask and stuff. But it's interesting having just a look that's so detached, very reminiscent of the Elephant Man and other horror movies from years ago before this one. So, um, but I'm happy that for each of these, I guess they're all distinct by their movies. So this one is obviously part two. It's not a part one Jason because he's just a little zombie kid in that one. And obviously they didn't go with names like Baghead Jason or like early Jason with hockey mask. They were very simple and went part two, part three, etc. So, but yeah, this one looks pretty nice. I like it. It's a shame that I don't have it unlocked anymore, but whatever. But okay, moving on. Oh, let me change that. Okay. So this is part three, Jason. This is the movie where he dons the iconic hockey mask and becomes like the face of horror, like one of the like Mount Rushmore characters of horror, where he really cemented himself in that role. So um, yeah, this look is pretty iconic, and yeah, it's got all the signatures of part three's Jason. Like he's got a very warped head. He's got the hockey mask, which is a little dirty, and it's a little discolored, kind of yellowish. Um, he's got the red chevrons, which looks nice, and he also has like the green button-up shirt, and I guess like the like he's wearing khakis or something. Let me pull up the case. It's hard to tell from that, but it's pretty close to what the original movies had. So one thing to note about all these is that they are because Jason has been played by many different actors over the years, and obviously the actor that everybody comes back to is Kane Hodder, of course, for his run in the Jason series. So Kane Hodder did the motion capture, so they had to fit all the models to Kane's proportions and stuff. So not all of them are exactly one to one. I would say this one is okay. It's not my favorite, and I don't think because of what they had to do to fit it to Kane, I don't think this model is pitch perfect to what the movie was. There's some noticeable differences, like where the head is and the shoulder. Like it seems there's some changes for sure. So that's one thing to keep in mind as we keep running through these. But I'd say for the most part, this looks okay right now. As it stands, part 3 Jason looks fine. So, okay, who's next? We got part 4. Oh, wait, I forgot to show this off. So each skin has a blood version of it. That is only if you have a disc version of the game. So if you have a disc copy of Friday the 13th, then you have access to the blood skins for all Jasons. And another thing about this Jason in particular is that he has the retro Jason look. So the NES Jason from years gone, they put it in the game as an alternate for Part 3 Jason, and I love retro Jason so much. I love the purple and I love the light blue mask. Missed opportunity because that retro Jason, the sprite they used in the game is more reminiscent of Part 7, but you know what? Part 3 works, I guess. Part 3 is fine. I don't mind it. So, all right, let's move on. So here we have Part 4. As far as looks wise, it's pretty similar to the last one. He's still got the same outfit. Because we have to remember that these movies, they are early on, like the first 3 or 4 of them are within the span of like a week or something. So they're pretty close together as far as story wise. But this one has some differences. This Jason underneath the mask, he's a little bit more deformed. Probably closer to how he looked in the first movie. You know, Zombie Jason and whatnot. Zombie Kid Jason. So he's a little closer to that. Obviously, he has the battle scars from the last movie. You know, he has the axe mark in his head. He's got some of the chevrons kind of faded away. Like that, the one on his forehead is kind of faded off a little bit or scuffed. So it's not what it used to be. And then most of the outfit down is pretty much the same as it was in the last movie. But just like with Part 3, this model isn't perfect. I'm glad that they added this in later. But still, you know, I have some idiosyncrasies with it. It's mainly just like the face and the eyes look a little bit strange. But you know, it's not a bad look. I would prefer like playing this over Part 3's model, so it's okay. It's fine. It's fine. Okay. So next up, we have Part 5. Let me change. Okay, so this one has some different... I think this was the default one. So Part 5, this is not Jason. This is a copycat killer who... I forget the guy's name, but he was the medic. He was the father of the fat kid in the camp who got killed. So he's taking revenge on everybody, and he's marking people left and right. And so he adopts this Jason look, or he's basically just Michael Myers. Like, it's just Michael Myers if he shaved his head and swapped out the Shatner mask for, you know, a hockey mask. And I actually like the blue chevrons on this mask. I think that was a nice detail in the movie, and I'm glad that they incorporated that into the game. He's got the 2 cheek chevrons that are blue, and then he's got the plumber's outfit and stuff. And one detail I like is that when you take off the mask, the hockey mask, you can see the copycat's face underneath, and the whole ensemble that he put on, which you only get like a short clip of in the actual movie. So it's a nice attention to detail. So, but yeah, he's got the blue chevrons. He's got the outfit. One thing about this skin that was interesting is that when this first launched, this particular outfit, they had to change it, or they had to add the They had to add a blue version later because technically he didn't wear a. This is like a green kind of thing. I think, yeah, like they in the movie it was blue, so they went back and made it kind of an alternate. So I'm glad that they were like, okay, we've heard the feedback from the fans. They know what what this look really is, so we just changed it. So this is nice. And then of course I got the blood version. So cool. But yeah, pretty nice, pretty nice. Okay. So now we have part 6 Jason. This was one of my favorite Jasons to use back in the day when I played this game a ton. And this is one of my favorite Jason looks in general. And I like how this is more a case for the movies, but you can see the damage being taken over time. So like he's still got the axe mark in his head. He's got a bullet hole in the mask, and his clothes are all kind of tattered up. But one of the things that I like about this look of Jason in the movie particularly and in this game is he's got like the hunter's belt, and he's got like these yellow like electrician's gloves, and he's all pampered up and stuff. He looks so cool. And but obviously there's some other changes you can see with the mask here, like the chevron's a little bigger than it was before, and it's back. It's not like it's not faded anymore, so that's nice. It's so nice. And then obviously I got the blood variant. But also another thing I love about these outfits too is that their weapons, like this one has the spear that he got from the cemetery at the beginning of the movie. This one has the shears that he killed one of the kids with, and when it's one of the just most disturbing kills. We got a pig splitter, an axe, pickaxe, all cool stuff. So weapons very reminiscent of the movies. So, but yeah, this look of Jason was one of my favorites to play as when the game was still relevant. So, now we move on to this model. Ooh. So, I love this look in the movie. In the movie, this look is great. I love everything about it. This model, I hate. I hate this model so much. And it's mostly due to the mask. The mask just looks weird. Like it's not the shape it's supposed to be. And it just like when you see him at all angles, it doesn't look right. But it has most of the other details in it. It's got the clothes that are all ripped to shit. You can see his like rib cage and the bones coming out of his skin, like on his hands and stuff. But the mask just kills it for me, and it's such a shame too, because it just I don't know how they did it. And this is one of the movies that Kane was in, so this was his first Jason, so I don't know how they fucked it up. But I mean I get it's a Kickstarter game. It's like a indie project and whatnot, but I think they should have spent a little bit more time on this, to be fair, but I did blood. Yeah, so probably one of my least favorite in this game. And then we get to this, which is awesome. I love this model and this look of Jason. Jason Takes Manhattan is not a very good movie at all, but they replicated this look so perfectly in this game. Everything about it is just great. It's probably the last time I played this for the video, this was the one I loved using the most. Probably became my favorite for sure. Yeah, the mask looks great. I love like the tiny chevrons in it, like the tiny chevrons on his face. I love that he's just perpetually wet throughout the entire movie, and they kind of kept that in this model here. So it looks like even if you look at him for a while, you could probably still see him dripping all over the place. And so this is pitch perfect. And I wish every other model could have been like this one, but sadly that's not the case. But yeah, still amazing. Another one that's pretty great and replicated super well is this one, part 9. yeah, they got everything down to a T, and it's weird. Like it's just all the details are there, and it looks great. I love the mask, how it's embedded to his face, how warped his head has become, and like all the tattered like parts of his clothing and stuff. Like it's got all these marks and stuff. Like it looks pretty spot on when you're actually playing it in the game. So yeah, these two for sure became my favorites the last time I played it. Um, like part six was still another one that I loved using, along with Retro Jason. Retro Jason is just mwah. I love it. But yeah, it's a shame that I can't use them anymore. They're locked behind all these levels. Level 31. Christ, man. So yeah, I'd say for the most part they got pretty much most of the looks of Jason down pretty good. There's a few idiosyncrasies with some of the earlier ones. There's some stuff that I don't like about part 7 in particular, but mostly they did a pretty bang up job. And it's not on the list, but they did have a model ready for Uber Jason, so that would have been awesome to see. I would have loved to see what else they would have added beside, like, maybe we get like Freddy vs. Jason. Maybe we get remake Jason, regular Jason X before he becomes Uber Jason. Like there's so many possibilities they could have gone with if they had the roadmap to continue going. So, but as it stands now, we got a pretty good selection here. So I'm happy. I want to say, but yeah, everybody, that is going to be it for this video. What is your favorite skin in Friday the 13th, the game? Which one did you use the most? Let me know in the comment section down below. And be sure to, if you're new, subscribe, share, follow, like, whatever, all that shit. Follow me on my other social media and other channels, my Let's Play channel, my podcast, the Speaking Nerd Podcast. Also, Intensive Treatment, our Arkham podcast, me and Swifty. We do some fun stuff over there. So definitely worth checking out for sure. So yeah, everybody, have a great night. Thank you all so much for watching, and take care of yourselves, everyone. See ya.